Hello, how are you guys? We're going to do a quick run through on a question or oh geez, it went away on me. It's going to be module 3, case problem 2, step 4 that we're going to look at. And that is to create a query to count the number of trained or untrained volunteers. Now, your book kind of alludes a little bit to this on page 3-47, where you look at the aggregate functions that are available to you, and count is capable of using the yes or no, but it doesn't do a very good job of showing you actually how to do it. So let's go ahead and play with that and get that working today. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to create. I'm going to bring up the design query, but I'm not going to use this. I'm going to shut this down, and I'm going to go over here and I'm going to put in the volunteer table into the query. You guys may be using it, this one's a newer version. But then I'm going to choose trained as 2. It's going to represent 2 of our columns in our query. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add, or actually, you know what, first, let's do this. Yeah, let's do the totals. So now that we're in query design, so you're going to want, if you're not in the query design tab, you're going to want to click on the totals. And what that'll do is it'll add a total column, or row, excuse me. And what we're going to do is we're going to use this row right here, the first row, to count up all the trained yes/no values. So what it does is it goes through that column and it counts up all the yes/no values. And then we're going to use the second column to refer to which one is yes and which one is no. Now, yeah, there's a lot of kind of clicking, but the important thing to understand is the behind the scenes, what's actually happening. Let's run this real quick. See right there? So we got 115, 35, trained, untrained. So behind the scenes, what's actually happening is if you go to SQL View, this is actually what the SQL View is doing. Now we can just directly type in total to have it correctly show that as a total column label. But within Design View, there's another way of doing it. So I'm going to go back to Design View. And if I want this to say total, I'm going to go before the field of trained. I'm going to put a colon, and then I'm going to put total. So basically, Access knows to show total for the label. And then here, I'm going to say yes, no. Trained, yes/no. And then the colon again, because again, we're dictating that we're working with the trained field. So that's the key right here, is to have this count and using that total row. But again, really, that's just the front end. What's really the key is what's going on behind the scenes. So this is kind of the direction that you're going to be heading in, is to learn a little bit more on what these SQL statements are, but we're giving you an introduction to databases, of course, with an easier method to interact with, essentially. All right, guys, let's go back and view that again with total, and then trained, yes, no. And that is step 4 for you, okay? All right, guys, thank you.